What is the best form of cross-training?
Hi Jill, we have a question from Hoops McCann. He asks, what is the best form of winter cross-training?
It just depends on the person. So what is best for you? Do something that really inspires you and makes you have fun and fires you up. But also do something that is aerobic.
So does yoga cut it?
Yoga's great as cross-training if you're on your bike because you're getting the aerobic fitness through that. But if you're not on your bike and you're not getting your aerobic fitness through cycling, yoga isn't really going to help.
Running?
Running is great for aerobic, but it's definitely using different muscles than cycling, and it's a lot of impact. So if you're used to running, that can be a good cross-training method. But if you're not used to running, I don't necessarily recommend starting it up because you could just injure yourself, and that's not worth it.
How about rowing?
Rowing is a great one. Rowers make amazingly strong cyclists. So I don't have any personal experience with this, but I think it's a great aerobic conditioning. I think it's great muscularly. It works your legs, it works your cores, your arms. Like, it's pretty fantastic.
What else?
There are other sports out there. Swimming is great. That's another good one. Don't just lollygag in the pool. Actually go for it. Work your heart, get your breathing up if you're swimming.
If this is my first year cycling, what do I do over the wintertime?
Okay, so if this is your first year cycling and you're going into the winter season where you're probably going to be doing a lot more solo rides and a lot more riding indoors, and then your goal is to ramp up for your group rides or your racing come warmer weather, basically you want to do in the winter what you will not get in the spring and summer. So if you think about racing and group rides, that's a lot of high intensity and then low intensity and then bursts and low, okay? It's not very steady state in a group or a race. So in the winter, you want to really focus on those steady state intervals. So imagine if you get on the trainer and you're able to hold a certain amount of power for an hour without stopping, without any rest, you take that outside. The first minute you coast down a hill or get to a stop sign, that's going to feel like ages of rest and your body's going to soak up that recovery. And you're going to be like, wow, biking outside is so easy because I can put an hour of super steady power indoors and then I take that outdoors and it just doesn't even compare. Like I could go for 3 hours outside.
So are my hours indoors on the trainer equivalent to those outdoors on the road?
Okay, so when you're thinking about your indoor hours versus your outdoor hours, indoors tends to be a lot more efficient because you're just on the pedals the whole time. You can do a ride without much recovery pretty easily indoors. There's no distractions. Outdoors, you have traffic lights, you have other riders, you have a lot of distractions, you have uphills and downhills where you're coasting. So if you dissect an outside ride, let's say your outside ride was 2 hours, well maybe half an hour of that was actually just like coasting and not pedaling. Whereas you could take that ride indoors for 2 hours and you can pedal continuously for 2 hours. So an indoor ride for an hour and a half is actually almost the equivalent of an outdoor ride for 2 hours. So if you normally bike, let's say 15 hours outside in warmer weather and you're thinking of taking that inside, you don't have to necessarily bike 15 hours inside. You can bike less and still get almost the same amount of training. So there's no magic number of like how much less, how much do I subtract? But I would say, if you normally do 15 hours outside, then aim for like 10 to 12 hours inside would probably be a good range.
Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions for Jill, please leave them in the comments below. And we'll see you on the road.